Hello, dear friends. I don't speak today of what is dying, but of what is being born. Opinion piece. Final stretch. These times are very difficult. You don't need to bow to anyone. Some are showing signs of fatigue. The 3D grid is falling apart. This is the last leg of the race. The whole universe is watching us. Congratulations to all for reaching the finish line. All systems are collapsing. No government is purely honorable. Chaos heralds the first light of dawn. Everyone has a team of cutting angles. Let's start. We are in the final stretch, so to speak, when changes are sorely needed and the innovations demanded by the peoples will occur, according to Matthew Watt's new message through his mother Susan Watt. The star seeds have had a great influence in bringing about the most exciting time in Earth's history. You are being watched by every eye in this universe. You are being encouraged to move forward by every enlightened being in this universe. It is not yet clear how to change the system with the least amount of confusion and disruption possible. Congratulations to all of you for reaching the home stretch. Thousands plan to witness those of you who make it as you approach the finish line. A home stretch is the final period of a stretch of a thing. We have entered the home stretch of the race, and some long-distance runners are showing signs of fatigue. A straight line is a one-dimensional element in geometry that is defined as an infinite series of points that maintains a single direction. It is to say, it has no curves. When drawn, a line usually has a beginning and an end. Along with the forces of light uprooting darkness, there is the collapse of systems, policies, procedures, and ideologies that no longer serve civilization. The third density lessons they provide are nearing the end of their intended course to offer opportunities for humankind to complete chosen karma and evolve into higher densities where wonders await. This is known at the soul level, but that knowledge doesn't reach the consciousness of people who choose to stay with what is familiar rather than embrace change. If your loved ones are among them, respect their slower pace and advancement and continue to move steadily forward on your enlightened path. World change. No government is purely honorable, but it has kept the masses in the dark and therefore controlled. The first provision of the announced world change calls for the resignation of every corporation and a return to the original constitution of each country. The dark side is trying to produce the energy they need as fuel to feed themselves. Their increasing encroachment of human rights is explained by the fear of losing their fortune. What will end this scourge is what people are doing, taking back control of their lives and livelihoods. They may not know that they are sovereign divine beings, that they need not bow down to anyone, but they know that they must stand their ground. At this point, we don't know how major issues will be handled. Here is what we do now. Earth's steady ascension into the lighter planes of fourth density is blanketing the planet with frequencies that are accelerating the pace of all events, and the coming storm heralds the first light of dawn in a world where peace and love will prevail. Difficult times. We know that these difficult times, and we wholeheartedly wish to encourage all those who are feeling down. What is happening out of public view includes forced resignations, arrests, trials, and convictions of influential individuals in many countries, and efforts to separate the corrupt from the economic base that is buying their plots of power. We would be less than frank if we didn't tell you that the remaining bad guys will gnaw gently into the demise of their control, and until their last gasp are likely to cause as much commotion as they can. What we see in Earth's potential energy field can be linked to a storm before the calm. That may change, but if it doesn't not, the ever-increasing light will not allow the storm to last. However, as with all violent weather, the aftermath is a period of cleansing. You are well prepared to handle that. With the high frequencies as your staunch ally, you will be a fulcrum for calm, confidence, and optimism while helping others to feel the same. Guardian Angels. Message from Asian via Jennifer Crockett. You all work with a team, much more than a single being. Each person has a team, which may vary in size, but 11 beings are not uncommon for light workers. That team includes approximately 3 members of the global team, for example, ascended masters and archangels with whom you have a special connection. This could be Muhammad, Jesus, Divine Mother, Saint Germain, Krishna, and a named aspect of the divine, as well as any specific angel or archangel with whom you feel a sense of connection. They know you and consciously work with you and your energy. Also, part of your group is your personal team. These are often members of your soul family, your galactic family, higher dimensional aspects of yourself, and any other high-frequency beings with whom you share a specific connection. They help you develop your talents and stay as true to your life plan as possible. But they never take away your free will, but protect you from anything that is not part of your karmic balance. You see, you are never alone. They don't intrude. They often work with you when you are asleep, dreaming, awake, or your mind is occupied with a different subject. The beauty of this is that you can develop a much closer relationship with them. You can ask them all to give you a hug, at the same time to cheer you up when you feel tired or exhausted. You can ask them to help you in your day-to-day life, for example, by helping you make the best decisions with a clear vision, or to help you develop your intuition. The possibilities are endless. The invitation to work consciously with them is open to you. Enjoy your partnership. Universal patriotism. People of all nations are children of the same Adam, members of the same human family. The surface of the earth is a native land, and that native land was provided for all. God has not established these racial boundaries and limitations. Why should imaginary barriers that God has not originally intended become a cause for discord? God has created and provided for all. He is the preserver of all, and all are immersed in the ocean of His mercy. Not a single soul is deprived. We have a most loving God and Creator, and His light shines universally. His table is spread for all His children. Why should we deprive one another of their sustenance? There is no doubt that the only cause is ignorance, and that the result is perdition. This God deprives mankind of the eternal favors of God. Therefore, we should forget all imaginary causes or disputes or difference and seek the very foundations of divine principles, that we may associate in perfect love and harmony, and regard mankind as one family, the surface of the earth as one nationality, and all races as one humanity. Let us live under the protection of God, obtaining eternal happiness in this world and eternal life in the world to come. Let not man glory in loving his country, rather let him glory in loving mankind. Short messages. Riding the wake of by Asian. Our planet is in a period of time when the three-dimensional grid of reality is compressing, crashing, and collapsing. When you are engaged with this energy because you are feeling depressed, angry, or fearful, you are buffeted by these three-dimensional winds and the chaotic energy that surrounds them. When you recognize that the third dimension is being stirred up, but you choose to focus on the frequencies of love, peace, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, you engage the fifth dimension. You activate the 5D portals. You enter the stream of grace. Here, everything is possible. When you are in fifth dimensional alignment, decide to enter the stream of grace as often as you can. Ascension on December 21st solstice by the Arcturian Council. Many of you want to complete ascension by the end of this year, and we want you to know that would be premature at this time. You do not want a premature ascension. You want a fully formed human collective consciousness to make that leap, and we see that you have made the necessary progress to take the next step. It will happen at the time of the winter solstice event, and you will see many predictions about what a big step it will be, but you should feel more comfortable with the small steps. Speaking of what is to come, you are entering your second highest stage before full development. The next highest stage, which will occur before the announcement, requires some preparation on the part of the inner being of humankind. At this point in your journey, you are as a kind of being preparing for the truth about the history of the planet and about the true nature of those who have been in authority for so long. You are also preparing to learn the history of other planets and stars, particularly those from which each of you originated. Most of you have this information unconsciously. You will be helped to integrate it consciously into a balanced state of mind. While there is an amazing higher light flowing into the planet now more than ever, there is also much density coming out of the earth and out of human beings and human structures. At this light filled time, with astronomical alignments that are powerful and life changing, all ugliness is rising to the surface to be healed or transmuted. But these ever changing dark energies no longer define life on earth as they once did, precisely because they are no longer hidden deep within the earth's body or etheric plane. All energy imprints are being redrawn. Many humans listening to this are now involved in that very mission. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.